With summer winding down, many Americans are bracing for the financial pinch that comes with the upcoming back-to-school season, especially when taking into consideration that stubborn inflation and the high cost of living. So joining us today is Courtney Alev, financial expert and consumer advocate from Intuit Credit Karma, to share tips to help parents and students navigate the financial costs of the back-to-school season. So thank you so much for joining us. And as we head back into school season, which is crazy, by the way, how can we save money while purchasing all the new things that our kids need for back to school?
We know that the back-to-school shopping season is very expensive. And in fact, a recent Intuit Credit Karma survey showed that 44% of parents are dreading back-to-school shopping this year because of those higher costs. And over half are expecting to spend more this year than they have in prior years. So if this is you and you're stressed out about back-to-school shopping, what can you do? The first thing you want to do is assess what you already have, and then you can prioritize accordingly. Your child's school may send home a supply list, and then you can take stock of what you already got. From there, you want to be sure to track your spending and create a budget. Really try to the best of your ability to pre-plan how much you can afford to spend on back-to-school shopping this year. And you want to be really specific about what your child truly needs versus what they just might want. I know I always wanted a new backpack every year when I was a kid, even if maybe I didn't need one. And then once it's time to do that back to school shopping, you want to be crafty with how you source those school supplies. Be sure to shop around, see what deals are available. If you need to purchase electronics for your child, like laptops or tablets, you can consider buying something refurbished to save money. And last, you want to make sure you check with your school for any resources available to you. For example, there's some community programs out there that actually offer free electronics to those who qualify. So there are a lot of options available.
That's amazing. Okay, but what about this? If some parents have to take on debt with this back-to-school shopping, what do you suggest they do about it?
If any parent out there is worried about taking on debt this season, they are not alone. We saw that over a third of parents are worried about needing to take on debt for back-to-school shopping, and many of them are even worried about having to give up other necessities, things like groceries or bills. And that doesn't even begin to cover things like back-to-school programs, like sports or clubs, which another large amount of parents are worried about needing to take on debt. So if this is you, you want to make sure you first exhaust every other option available to you before going into debt. This could mean being really clear about those needs versus wants, tapping your inner network for hand-me-downs, or being sure to buy anything that you need secondhand. But if you do need to swipe that credit card, make sure that you have a plan to pay off that bill as soon as you can. And if you're hoping to use a repayment plan like Buy Now, Pay Later offered by some retailers, you want to just be sure that you can make those payments on time and in full.
Okay, and what tips can you offer for college students and their parents who are struggling to balance not only the cost of school supplies, but dorm room essentials?
Shopping for college is very expensive, so you want to make sure to shop smart. If you're shopping for those dorm room essentials, first, take stock of what you have at home that maybe you can bring, perhaps some bedding or extra kitchen appliances. And then you can shop secondhand through thrift stores or online marketplaces for any of that gently used furniture or that mini fridge you just can't live without. And another major cost for a lot of students is textbooks. So you want to check with your campus to see if they offer any resources like used book programs, as you might be really surprised at just how much you can save. And then for all those other supplies that you need heading off to college, be sure to take advantage of the back-to-school sales that are really common these days. And if you're doing your shopping in store, there are some retailers like Best Buy or Target that may even match competitors' price at the register. So you want to do your research beforehand.
Yeah.
And lastly, make sure you're asking these retailers if they offer student discounts. There's some major tech brands like Apple, for example, that can offer you a 15 to 20% discount. So that saving can really add up.
Thank you so much for joining us. Where can we go for more information?
You can go to creditkarma.com or download the Credit Karma app for a lot more tools, tips, and resources to help you navigate this.
Wonderful. Well, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. And everyone at home, if you'd like to see this interview again, just head to First Coast News Plus.